What's guys, the Red Cloak here. Today is chapter 306 of my review of Black Clover. But before we begin, if you do like Black Clover, My Academia, or other types of anime and manga, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the bell notification to always stay notified whenever I upload. It really helps out my channel a lot, and it pushes my videos to other people. With all that nonsense out of the way, let's get right into chapter 306 of Black Clover. Now, last chapter left off with finishing charging his arrow, and now he's ready to use it against Zenon. And this arrow completely negates all of Zenon's defenses and goes right through him, looking like a espada. This arrow was not only shown as to be so fast that Zenon couldn't even perceive it, and it was so fast that it broke through Zenon's defenses and negated it. And has been aiming for Zenon's chest for lethal blows for like a long time now, so I wouldn't be surprised if has something against Zenon and his chest, but it's nothing serious. That arrow hit Zenon so badly, he went into a flashback. And this flashback shows a much younger Zenon with bruises on his face, and Veronica and Dante basically looking down on him, saying that you're hurt again, and what's your deal? And it looks like these guys were always jerks to Zenon. It looks like they didn't really care for him or try to, comfort him in his time of need when he was injured and beat up. So these guys were just jerks, and the only person that Zenon could really turn to was his elder brother, which was in a wheelchair. The biggest shocker is that the elder brother exists, and there's a fourth sibling, so that is completely amazing. And it looks like the elder brother already knew that Zenon was just like him and that he had more talent for devil possession than Veronica or Dante. Now, we don't know much about this sibling, but we do know he's in a wheelchair and that him and Zenon seem alike and that they're both, more talented for devil possession than Veronica or Dante. So it looks like this older sibling was kind of like a father figure to all three of them. Now, the next page, we see Zenon actually getting bullied because, again, people think that his bones are weird. So it makes you wonder that were they bullying Dante and Veronica because they have weird magic as well? Dante with body magic and Veronica with blood magic. But Zenon, he's trying to defend himself with his bones, but they're small and he's still a kid, so they're not going to do much, and he's getting beat down on. Now, before this stuck-up royal or noble could finish off Zenon and get rid of him, Alan came in clutch and saved Zenon.
Alan! 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 Alan!
And looking at Alan directly, he looks like a direct spitting image of Asta. And Alan tells them, so what if Zenon's magic is weird? Because, again, they're beating him down because he has weird magic, so I don't even think that the Spade Kingdom is as different as the Clover Kingdom, since they're beating down a child Zenon for having bone magic. Now, Alan tries to encourage Zenon and cheer him up, saying that that's some strong magic you have there, and they start chatting, going up on top of a roof, saying that everyone's scared and anxious, and the Spade Kingdom is always closed off by snow, and there's frequent civil wars everywhere, and they're not only that, they're getting invaded by the Diamond Kingdom. So the Diamond Kingdom really just likes invading kingdoms out of nowhere, and I haven't seen them invade the Heart Kingdom yet, so it's due time. It's going to come soon. Now, there's many whys and hows. Why is the Spade Kingdom usually in frequent civil wars with each other, and how are the Diamond Kingdom continuously invading them? There must be a problem here. Now, Alan starts saying that he wants to be stronger so he can make sure people aren't trembling in fear, and that he can lead this country to glory. He wants to be the light of hope in the midst of the frozen land. That's why he'll become the commanding officer of the Spade Defense Force. And this is, Zenon's Asta and Zenon's Yuno. This is a parallel to Asta and Yuno's relationship to Alan and Zenon's relationship. Now, when you look at Zenon and Yuno, you see surface level. You can see there's some comparisons. They're cold and calculated. They don't really talk much. But this kind of takes the cake in foreshadowing and paralleling. Zenon then also says that he also wants to become the commanding officer, and that would make them rivals, which is amazing for Zenon because we already saw from Dante and Veronica, they were making fun of him. We already know that they're kind of scumbags, but Zenon is trying to move past that. He's different from his siblings. Alex then says, let's see who'll become the commanding officer, and let's race for it. And then we see a complete montage of Zenon training with his bone magic, Alan with his fire magic training with Zenon, and Zenon at the age of 15 getting his grimoire, and then going to his brother saying, please accept my apologies, but I no longer have interest in becoming devil possessed. Because Zenon already found his dream and he found his goal, competing with Alan. He doesn't want to become devil possessed because he wants to protect the country with Alan. Now, years pass by and Zenon and Alan have grown stronger. Alan and Zenon are prodigies, but mostly Zenon since he's a genius with his bone magic. And not only that, Alan and Zenon continue competing, and now they have a mission to a dungeon. And now Alan and Zenon, it's kind of funny, and I kind of see it, fitting that Alan and Zenon are competing this way. You never expect somebody like Zenon to compete with somebody like Alan. And what Zenon and Alan didn't expect is a unsealed devil to come out in the dungeon while they're doing it. And now, obviously, there isn't actual demons inside the Spade Kingdom dungeon, but I'm assuming that somebody put it there. There's no way that there's just a boss demon waiting for them to be fought. So somebody must have set this up. And I'll talk about that later on or in another video, because this is about Zenon's backstory. I'm not going to try to go deep diving into it. Alan decides to go on his Asta and yell out that he's going to be the defense commander of the Spade Kingdom. And he goes out in a blaze. And Zenon knows the only way that he can defeat this devil if he uses his ultimate magic, which can completely one-shot the devil, but it would one-shot Alan as well. And Zenon has to make a choice. Now, Alan, instead of, Zenon telling Alan, like, I have a move that could possibly one-shot this demon, could you keep it still for me? Zenon has to choose. Take Alan with it, or not do anything and watch them all be slaughtered, which would damage the kingdom. Zenon makes a choice. Instead of having faith in Alan, just like how Yuno had his faith in Asta, Zenon didn't have faith in Alan and felt like he was going to get slaughtered, so he used his ultimate magic and one-shotted both Alan and the demon. Now, obviously, this demon is just not going to stay here and not just going to be a final boss for them. I do think somebody did put it here. But this is where Zenon gets his ideology, and him saying, without strength, feelings, persistence are meaningless. And he doesn't want to feel that again. Because Zenon has been weak. This is showing it. He has saw that everything, no matter persistence, feelings, are meaningless in front of true power. And the biggest shocker of this chapter was Zenon was actually crying. He knew that this was the only way in his head. But obviously this does affect him. This was his best friend. This is somebody who he considered a rival. Zenon, in my opinion, thinks that the weak should be culled and destroyed and slayed because it's basically a merciful death in his eyes. He doesn't want them to struggle. He doesn't want them to continue to struggle while they're being killed, because it only reminds him of his past traumas and what he went through. He doesn't want them to go what he went through, so he's going to give him a swift death and a quick one. And I think that's why he tried his best to kill off all the Golden Dawn and tried to kill Yuno. And Zenon, seeing that devil's power, goes to his elder brother, and I feel like he already knew that Zenon would be back, and tells him, please, make me a devil host. And Zenon gets flashed back to reality, and he finally decides to do it. He tells Beelzebub, it's time, we're making a deal. And Beelzebub is looking like, oh, we're finally doing something, let's go. And Tabata usually refers to Zenon as an anti-hero. Tabata refers to Zenon as this anti-hero because what he's doing, he wants to give the Spade Kingdom power and he wants to protect it with his life. That's heroic. But what he's doing makes him an anti-hero. That doesn't make him good in the slightest. He's still an antithesis to Yuno, and he's still an enemy. Now, with all this, that is the end of the chapter and Zenon's backstory. I do think we're going to get a little bit more, but I want to know how that unsealed devil got sealed into that dungeon and got unsealed. I feel like it was one of the Dark Triad members, either the fourth sibling, Dante. I doubt it was Vonica, so those two are the prime suspect. If you guys did enjoy this video and want more Black Clover videos or any types of anime and manga in general, well, you come to the right channel. Now, not trying to waste you guys' time even further, so it has been the Red Cloak. I'm gonna head up out of you guys, and peace out. And I'm out, guys. Peace. Have a great rest of the day, and stay safe. I'm out.